Hello everybody, I'm Timothy, and today I'm going to be responding to a Plandemic film part 1 with Judy Mikovits. First, I want to tell you a little bit about myself and what makes me qualified to talk about this video. I have a bachelor's degree in biology, I minored in chemistry, and I taught high school biology, chemistry, and physics for 3 years. While I am not currently working in a scientific or teaching capacity, I still have those credentials. The main speaker in this video is a woman named Judy Mikovits. So to start with, I want to read to you the first paragraph about her in Wikipedia. Judy Ann Mikovits is an American anti-vaccination activist, conspiracy theorist, and former medical researcher. She has made discredited claims about vaccines, coronavirus, and chronic fatigue syndrome. As research director of CFS Research Organization, Whitmore Peterson Institute, from 2006 to 2011, Mikovits led a research effort that reported in 2009 that a retrovirus known as xenotropic murine leukemia virus-related virus was associated with CFS and may have had a causal role. However, the research came under fire, leading to an eventual retraction on December 22, 2011 by the journal Science. In November 2011, she was arrested and held on charges that she stole from WPI, but she was released after 5 days and the charges were later dropped. This gives you an idea right away of what kind of credibility Plandemic is going to have. The first thing I noticed about Plandemic is that it looks like a professionally made documentary. I can certainly understand why people may think that Plandemic is a legit source of information. Early in the video, it is claimed that Big Pharma is targeting Mikovits because of her publication in the scientific journal Science. Science actually retracted her publication because it was shown that she misrepresented data. So next, she claims that Big Pharma had her arrested and jailed without charge, and that she was put under a gag order for 5 years. What really happened is Mikovits was fired by WIP over a laboratory power struggle. On the way out, Mikovits stole a bunch of equipment and proprietary data. Mikovits was arrested for theft and jailed for 5 days. WPI later dropped the charges. Mikovits claims that the stolen materials were planted in her house, and to that I just have to ask, what evidence does she have? Mikovits then goes on to accuse Dr. Fauci and several others of delaying the confirmation of HIV/AIDS for personal gain, but without any kind of evidence presented, it's all just hearsay. Next, they transition into talking about mandatory vaccines on the global scale. They say that these people, by which I assume they mean pharmaceutical companies in general, stand to make hundreds of billions of dollars. In addition to that, they say that millions of people will die. For the first claim, I don't really know how much it would be, but it doesn't surprise me that pharmaceutical companies make money. If pharmaceutical companies didn't make a profit, there would be no pharmaceuticals. That's just capitalism. As for millions of people dying, that statement is misleading. People will rarely have an allergic reaction to a vaccine and die. Over many decades, this could accumulate to millions, I suppose. However, it is well established that vaccines save more lives than they harm. Then she says there's no vaccine currently on the schedule that treats an RNA virus that works. So she's saying that the rotavirus vaccine, the MMR vaccine, the flu vaccine, none of those work. And there are efficacy studies and trials that have proven that these vaccines work. She then claims that the coronavirus is not a naturally occurring virus. Without evidence, this is just speculation she's trying to pass off as fact. I don't know why she thinks it takes 800 years for something to evolve, but microscopic organisms like viruses and bacteria can evolve very quickly. For example, it did not take 800 years for Staph aureus to evolve into MRSA. After that, the documentary just kind of goes totally off the rails. Mikovits claims that she was actually on the team of scientists that made Ebola infectious in humans. So at this point, it's like rapid fire, just one conspiracy theory after the next. Okay, so after that bizarre tangent, then they go back to talking about COVID-19. This time she's claiming that people who died during this pandemic are being counted as COVID deaths even though they've never been confirmed to have COVID-19. I I don't think that's the case. It's my understanding that COVID deaths are being underreported due to the lack of testing. So Mikovits is claiming that doctors are being pressured and even incentivized to count deaths as COVID-19 deaths. She even claims that people are being killed with ventilators in order to get these outrageous incentives. Okay, then she claims that Italy was hit hardest by the coronavirus because they had a quadrivalent flu vaccine that was derived from a dog cell line. I'm not even sure she's making sense anymore. She then criticizes Dr. Fauci for not supporting hydroxychloroquine as a treatment without further study. Dr. Fauci was actually right about this. The New England Journal of Medicine published that there was no significant decrease in intubation or death with treatment from hydroxychloroquine. It's important that the treatments we pursue are scientifically sound. She then touts Suramin as a treatment for autism. I honestly don't know anything about Suramin. I do have a severely autistic family member though, and I would want him to be treated in a safe manner, not with some untested drug. Next, she cites a study and claims that the flu vaccine increases the odds of coming down with COVID-19. The study she cites is taken entirely out of context. There's actually no evidence supporting the idea that the flu vaccine increases cases of COVID-19. The video goes on to say that not everybody should be wearing masks outside because it reduces their bacterial flora and weakens their immune system. This is an old argument called the hygiene hypothesis. The hygiene hypothesis doesn't really apply to COVID-19. It should go without saying that your immune system is not going to be stronger if you wind up in the ICU and have long-term respiratory damage. Furthermore, if you get COVID-19 and you don't suffer severe symptoms, you can still spread it to someone that can die. So now that I've gone through every claim and conspiracy theory in this video, let's talk about how we know if something's true or not. In order to know if something is true or not, you need evidence. That is a fundamental principle of science. If I were to tell you that Bigfoot was real, then naturally you would demand evidence. The same applies to all these conspiracy theories. In the lack of evidence, you should just ignore these conspiracy theories, because the people spreading them have simply not met the burden of proof. I hope you enjoyed my video. Stay healthy and thank you for watching.